Korean dramas have taken over the world once again in 2025. Netflix has returned with a lineup that feels bigger, bolder, and emotionally unforgettable. Prepare to update your watch list, because these titles are ready to dominate your screen. 1. When Life Gives You Tangerines. Imagine the salty air of Jeju Island, citrus trees swaying in the breeze, and two souls whose lives are measured in decades rather than days. This series follows a man and a woman whose romantic journey lifts off in youth and carries through the years, the seasons, the changing tide of time. With the tangerine groves as a silent character, the story becomes not just about falling in love, but about staying in love, about roots, growth, and what you become when time gives you fruit instead of flowers. 2. Resident Playbook. In the high-stakes world of a hospital, a new kind of drama unfolds, not just life and death, but the unspoken games of ambition, teamwork, and ethical lines. A fresh resident enters the fray, navigating mentors, emergencies, and hidden agendas. Think of it as a surgical thriller with heart, where every decision matters, and the only perfect playbook is the one you write yourself. 3. The Trauma Code. When tragedy hits, the code becomes more than protocol, it becomes survival. This drama dives into the lives of first responders, trauma surgeons, and the people left behind. It asks what happens when the system designed to save you becomes the system that must save itself, and whether healing others might finally let them heal themselves. 4. The Potato Lab. A lab, an experiment, and a potato with bigger dreams than starch and soil. In this offbeat series, a quirky research facility pushes the boundaries of biotech, personhood, and purpose. Amid test tubes and tubers, the human characters grapple with identity, what makes us alive, and what it costs to engineer life when everything else feels so damaged. 5. Tastefully Yours. Set in the countryside where the pace is slow and the tastes are bold. This romantic tale centers on food, flavors, and second chances. A woman tired of city noise retreats to a farm stay. A man rooted in land and tradition holds secrets in his fields. Their paths cross over simmering stews, harvest nights, and quiet conversations under starlight. In every bite, they find a connection not just to each other, but to the land they live on. 6. Our Unwritten Soul. In the heart of Soul's neon and noise, two scribes rewrite their own narratives. One is a screenwriter whose life lacks a script, the other an editor who has lost words for her own story. Together, they forge a partnership, chasing deadlines, chasing dreams, and discovering that the spaces between the lines often hold the truth. Urban, intimate, and literate, this is a romance about rewriting your life. 7. Genie. Make a wish. What would you ask of a genie? In this fantasy romance, a genie emerges with one mission: grant wishes. Change lives, but not without cost. A woman, cynical of magic, but hopeful for change. A genie, bound by rules and yearning for freedom. Their story intertwines with wishes unspoken and consequences unforeseen. He grants, she learns. Together they face the price of desire. 8. Beyond the Bar. When the lights of the club go down and the music fades, the real stories start. This drama takes us behind the scenes of Soul's nightlife hosts, bartenders, performers, and the patrons who come seeking escape. It's raw, it's real, and it's about what we give and get when the night blinds us. Between the cocktails and the conversations, we find longing, regret, hope, and connection. 9. Queen Mantis. Deep in the world of espionage and martial arts, a new agent code, named Queen Mantis, rises. Trained to strike, loyal to no one but the mission, she infiltrates the highest circles of power and asks the hardest question: who protects the protector? When betrayal comes swathed in silk and danger, she must choose between the venom of revenge and the drive of justice. 10. You and Everything Else. Life rarely hands you the script you want, but every whisper and every silence still counts. In this tale of friendship, love, and the gray spaces in between, two people connect not through grand gestures, but through everything else. The small moments, waiting for the bus, sharing a book, laughing at nothing. Sometimes the greatest everything is simply being with someone. 11. Bonapeti, Your Majesty. Imagine royalty in modern Korea, not in palaces, but in kitchens. A royal chef and a dethroned king meet over simmering broth, challenge traditions, and a meal that might just change a kingdom. This unconventional sitcom drama serves up royalty, rebellion, and recipes for success. Forgiveness is fermented, legacy is plated, and the question remains, what does a king do when his crown loses its weight? 12. Mercy for none. In a city with no mercy, two men fight back. A detective haunted by one unsolved case. A gangster looking for redemption but trapped by his past. When their worlds collide over one murder too many, they find that justice isn't served lightly, and forgiveness may be the heaviest burden of all. Dark, intense, and unrelenting, this is survival disguised as ambition. 13. Friendly rivalry. Two childhood friends. One becomes the other's greatest competitor. In the arena of business, sport, or creative endeavor, the show lets you decide. They now race, clash, and reconnect. Their rivalry is friendly, but the pressure is real. Every win costs something. Every loss reveals something. And in the end, friendship might be the only trophy that matters. 14. Karma. What goes around comes around, but in this story, it's not fate that delivers, it's choice. A woman wronged by society, a man burdened by guilt, a reckoning years in the making. This drama reveals how actions ripple, connect, and return. Karma isn't just payback. It's a mirror to your own reflection in the dark. 15. Typhoon Family. A young man, born into privilege, stands at the eye of the storm, literally and figuratively. When the financial crisis of 1997 hits, the business his father built begins to collapse, and the heir must step up or watch everything blow away. Opposite him stands a resilient woman determined to save her job, her dignity, and the company's soul. Together they face the typhoon of debt, expectations, and legacy in a story of survival, transformation, and unexpected alliances. There you have it, 15 must-watch K-dramas on Netflix for 2025, each with its own unique flavor, hook, and promise. If you enjoyed this roundup, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future updates. Comment below, which of these series are you most excited to watch? And if you're already halfway through one, drop your thoughts and let us know whether we should include it in the next list.